Bruce, my wife Lisa, Michael, and Thomas. And we came here from Southern Ontario, Canada to watch the quad race this weekend.
You're an ATV enthusiast, or?
Yeah, actually the whole family rides. I have a 450, my wife has a four-wheel drive, and the boys each have small race bikes.
When you're coming from Ontario, I knew there was a race in Michigan. You stopped by and looked at the race in Michigan and went a little further. Didn't plan on coming here?
Originally we planned to go to Redbud this weekend. We got to Redbud, and none of the pros were there. There was only 2 pros there. We were kind of really disappointed and bummed out. Then we heard there was a race here, so we said, well, for 4.5 hours, we'll just shoot over there and check out the race. So
glad you did it?
Really glad we did it. Got to see all the pros. The boys got all kinds of signatures on their hats. Worked out awesome.
On a hot Sunday May afternoon, the fence lines were packed to watch the main events at round 2 of the WPSA ATV Tour. When the gate fell for the main event of Pro Stock Quad Terrain, it was Team Can-Am coming away with a 1-2-3 pole shot. But by the time they entered turn 3, Team Arctic Cat's Rory Beckman worked his way into second, but was pressuring Scott Kilby for the lead. By the time they hit the logs on lap 2, Scott Kilby had pulled out a bit of a lead, leaving Beckman to deal with Can-Am's Adam Vaughn in third. After a bad start, defending series champ Darrell Rath was using the logs to make up ground. Although the log section was easier than last year, it still seemed to give some of the riders fits. By the time the checkered flag came out, Vaughn had managed to work his way around Rory Beckman, giving Can-Am the 1-2 finish for the weekend. On the ATV scene results page, here are your top 10 for Pro Stock Quad Terrain. Scott Kilby, followed by Adam Vaughn, Rory Beckman, Brady Foster, Darrell Rath, Josh West, Keith Henshaw, Joe Duncan, Patrick Braun, and James Perry rounding out the top 10.
No, I had like 6 tear-offs, and I went through every one of them. But sometimes you go through the mud. I got that extra visor on my helmet, and I can dip down and protect them a lot of times. But I went through all 6 of them, still had clear vision at the end, so it was okay. Last week, the track was a lot shorter, and didn't take as much out of your body. This one's a long track, and my arms, I just can't hardly hold on anymore. Last lap, if that had been many more laps, I just don't know what would have happened.
What happened to Darrell Rath, your main competition?
I don't know. He was close to me there for a little bit, and then I looked back and he was gone, and Adam came up on me. And I looked back and saw his friendly coming, and I was sort of relaxed, you know.
A big help to us this weekend was Drake Scruggs Utility Equipment, a local company who came out to sponsor the event. They let us make use of their 65-foot bucket lift to capture some pretty incredible footage. After his win in round 1, HMF's Hans Lugner was the favorite coming into the main event of Pro Super Sport, but it was Valley City, Ohio's Michael Niebusch and his Alva-sponsored Rhino who came away with the whole shot. Driving aggressively to catch up, Hans nearly takes himself out, but with quick reflexes, is able to recover. The two frontrunners battled throughout the closing laps of the race, even making contact on the last time through the whoops. But when the checkered flag came out, it was Michael Niebusch, the guy that got his start in Rhinos out west with Dana Creech, who took the win for round 2 of Pro Super Sport. The SuperQuad Pro 450 class got off to a rocky start for several riders, including Kawasaki's Josh Kramer. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured. Coming away with the whole shot was defending series champ Doug Gust, but Gust was almost passed by Dustin Wimmer, who fell back and was immediately picked off by Doug S. Young protege, Russell Shoemaker. Still less than halfway through the first lap, Wimmer railed the outside of this turn, repassing Russell Shoemaker, once again setting his sights on Gust. holding down first through third. Yamaha-mounted Travis Spader was the odd man out in fourth, but he was now coming under pressure from number 44, Chad Everlift Wienen. After picking off Spader, Wienen continued his charge, putting the pass on Russell Shoemaker, moving himself into second. Back up front, Gus nearly wiped out on the inside of this turn, allowing Wimmer to slide around on the outside, taking over the lead. Several laps later, in the same place where Wimmer passed Gus, it's Chad Wienen with the inside move, dropping the defending series champ to third. Lost Creek cyclist Joe Visto, currently running in fifth, would eventually pass Russell Shoemaker, finishing fourth, collecting a $1,000 bonus for the top privateer award handed out by Leroy Harris, director of South Fork Dirt Riders. Just past the midway point, Chad Wienen managed to run down Dustin Wimmer, but with a better drive through the whoops, Chad Wienen took over the lead. In the second year of the WPSA ATV Tour, the track that gave a young Dustin Wimmer his first professional career was equally kind to its own hometown boy, Chad Wienen, as he brings home the win for round 2 of the 2007 WPSA ATV Tour. In the top 10 for Pro 450, it's Chad Wienen, followed by Dustin Wimmer, Doug Gust, Joe Visto, Russell Shoemaker, Keith Little, Dustin Nelson, Rocco Arno, Travis Spader, and Harold Goodman rounding out the top 10.
I had all the faith in the world in my Rockstar Energy, MSR Pro Taper, Suzuki Yoshimura quad racer 450, and everything's been working out really good. And I just wanted to get out front, and get a good healthy lead out there, and just make it last. And I just couldn't thank everybody enough, the friends, family, and everybody coming out, my mechanic. I just couldn't thank them enough.
Now, like I said, 5 months ago you were hanging out in Florida, I believe, correct?
I was actually in Houston, Texas.
Oh, Texas. Somebody told me you were in Florida. But anyway, I thought you was hanging out in my neck of the woods. But anyway, when did you first get to hearing that you actually might be getting entertained by Suzuki?
It all came after the first round of the other series, and kind of like the warm-up series to this, and it all came about then, and I had no instincts of being able to be teamed up with two of these riders up here on the podium, and I just couldn't thank everybody enough, and everybody feeling that I belong to be up here.
I'll tell you what, we've seen you coming up through the pass. I've seen you coming on strong, and I don't know, whatever you did last summer, brother, keep up the work.
All right, will do.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got to give it up to these fans here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to make some big noise here. Let's get it in tight here, get some checks up in the air. And ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 finishers in our SuperQuad Pro 450, round number 2 in Taylorville. Once again, we definitely want to thank